Part 5. The Abyss Beckons. The forest grew denser as Alex and Bulbasaur ventured deeper into the heart of darkness. The air was thick with an oppressive stillness, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant cry of a nocturnal Pokémon. They had come to a place where the trees loomed like silent sentinels, their twisted branches reaching out like gnarled fingers grasping at the sky. As they moved forward, the path beneath their feet grew treacherous, the ground uneven and littered with fallen debris. Bulbasaur kept close to Alex, its senses on high alert, every muscle tensed and ready for whatever danger lay ahead. They had faced many challenges on their journey, but nothing could have prepared them for the darkness that now surrounded them. The forest seemed to close in around them, the shadows deepening with each step they took. Alex felt a chill run down their spine, a sense of foreboding washing over them like a wave. They had come too far to turn back now, but the path ahead was shrouded in uncertainty. Suddenly they came upon a clearing, the ground sloping downward into a deep, yawning chasm. Alex peered over the edge, their heart skipping a beat as they beheld the abyss below. It stretched on as far as the eye could see, disappearing into the darkness like a gaping maw ready to swallow them whole. "We have to go down there," Alex said, their voice barely a whisper. Bulbasaur nodded, its eyes fixed on the chasm below. Together they began the treacherous descent into the abyss, the sound of their footsteps echoing off the walls of rock. The air grew colder with each passing moment, and a sense of unease settled over them like a heavy blanket. As they reached the bottom, they found themselves in a vast, cavernous chamber. The walls were lined with strange, pulsating crystals that cast an eerie glow over the surroundings. The air was thick with a foul, sulphurous stench, and the ground was slick with moisture. Alex and Bulbasaur cautiously made their way through the cavern, their footsteps echoing off the walls. The dim light from the crystals cast long, twisting shadows that seemed to dance and writhe with a life of their own. It was as if the very air was alive with malevolence, watching their every move with unseen eyes. As they ventured deeper into the cavern, they came upon a pool of inky black water. The surface was still and glassy, reflecting the eerie light of the crystals above. Alex approached cautiously, a sense of dread gnawing at their insides. "We have to cross," Alex said, their voice trembling slightly. Bulbasaur hesitated for a moment, its eyes fixed on the dark water below. It could sense the danger that lurked within, the unknown horrors that lay hidden beneath the surface. But it knew that they had no choice but to press on. With a deep breath, Alex took the first step onto the surface of the water. To their surprise, it held their weight, the surface firm and stable beneath their feet. Bulbasaur followed suit, its small frame barely making a ripple as it crossed. As they reached the other side, they found themselves in a chamber unlike any they had seen before. The walls were lined with strange symbols and markings, their meaning lost to time. At the center of the chamber stood a pedestal upon which rested a single glowing crystal. "This must be it," Alex said, their voice filled with a mixture of awe and trepidation. Bulbasaur approached the pedestal, its eyes fixed on the crystal. It could feel the power emanating from it, a primal force that seemed to pulse with life. But as it reached out to touch the crystal, a sudden sense of dread washed over it. "Wait," Alex said, their voice filled with caution. "Something doesn't feel right." Bulbasaur hesitated, its instincts warning it of impending danger. But before it could react, the ground began to shake violently, sending tremors rippling through the chamber. The walls groaned and creaked, and fissures began to appear in the stone. "We have to get out of here!" Alex shouted, their voice barely audible over the din. Bulbasaur nodded, its heart pounding in its chest. Together they turned and ran, their footsteps echoing off the walls as they raced to escape the crumbling chamber. But as they reached the entrance, a massive boulder came crashing down, blocking their path. They were trapped, with no way out, and the chamber collapsing around them. In a desperate bid for survival, Alex and Bulbasaur braced themselves against the crumbling walls, their hearts filled with fear and uncertainty. The abyss beckoned, its dark depths threatening to swallow them whole. But they refused to give up hope. Together they would find a way to escape, no matter the cost. With a final surge of adrenaline, Alex and Bulbasaur pushed against the crumbling walls, their muscles straining against the weight of the collapsing chamber. Dust and debris filled the air, obscuring their vision as they fought to find a way out. Bulbasaur's vines shot out, latching onto a nearby ledge with a strength born of desperation. With a mighty heave, it pulled itself and Alex to safety, just as the chamber collapsed in on itself, swallowed by the abyss. They stood on the edge of the chasm, gasping for breath.